You're welcome once again to Bonds, the Family Life Show, right here on AGTV. This is a show where we discuss very essential topics, where we tackle the issues that matter most to you and your loved ones. My name is Mauto Sade, and today we are diving into a topic that's affecting families across the globe: childhood obesity. With rising rates and increasing health risks, it is more important now than ever to discuss and understand how we can help our children lead healthier, happier lives. It's quite okay to see a chubby child, maybe a baby even, with chubby cheeks and say, "Oh, you look so cute." But when they continue to grow into childhood and they're still very chubby, is it obesity or it is not? Stay tuned as we uncover valuable insights and tips to ensure our children can thrive in the space the Lord has given them. We'll come back after a short break to start the conversation. But before we go for that break, let's take our scripture for today. It says, 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly.
Hey there! You're watching Bonds, the Family Life Show. Woo! A family that sticks together will always be stronger through the stormy weather. I have you, and you have me, and that's what makes us family. It's the Family Life Show. 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 You're watching Bonds, the Family Life Show.
You're welcome back from that break. If you have just joined us, this is Bonds, and my name is Mauto Sade. Before we went on that break, we were talking about the fact that today we are talking about childhood obesity. Is your child a little too big, or what is big at all if we are talking about obesity? And that is why today we are here. We want to delve into the matter, dissect it, understand it, bring it down to the barest minimum so that we can all understand it. At what point do we say a child is obese? And to help me have this conversation, I have with me our very own Reverend Reginald Akwamwa, and I have with me a beautiful lady as well who will be introducing in a bit. Now, before I go to the beautiful lady here beside you, Reverend Reginald Akwamwa is a minister, a teacher, and a relationship counselor. It's never a dull moment to have you in the studio, Reverend. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you here, and to help him have this discussion today, we have in the studio Mrs. Nancy Adriana Asan, and she is a senior registered nutritionist at the Shai Osudoku District Hospital, and she is married to Reverend Emmanuel Asan of Strong Tower Assemblies of God, Adenta East District, and she is blessed with 2 amazing children. Mrs. Asan, you are also welcome to the studio today.
Thank you very much.
All right, so let's start off straight into the conversation. What is childhood obesity? It's always important to understand what it is we are even talking about, even as we talk about it. Today, being the nutritionist in the house, you are the expert when it comes to these things. So I'm going to give it to you to start for us. What is childhood obesity?
Okay, thank you very much. We talk about childhood obesity. It's a condition that occurs when a child's weight is above the normal weight for age and height for age. So in Ghana too, we have the growth monitoring charts that we use to assess whether a child is obese or not. Okay. So with the growth monitoring chart too, it's age to sex specific.
Okay.
So as we know, we use the pink for the girls and the blue for the boys. So in the growth monitoring chart, the blue chart is for the boys.
Okay.
And the green and the pink chart is for the girls.
Right.
So we use something that we call the Z-score. So all mothers who send their children for weighing know what I'm talking about. It's in their weighing book.
Okay.
So we have something that we call the Z-score. So it's between -3 to +3. And the normal range is between -2 and +2. So when you come and we weigh, we plot. So weight according to the age of the child. So when we plot, then the plot will show where the growth of the child is going. So we always want progressive line to show that the child is growing well. So when the child goes above the +2, which is the normal range from -2 to +2,
okay,
then that means that the child is growing above the normal weight for age.
Oh, okay.
So when it's above the +2, that means that the child is overweight. But if it's above +3, then that means that the child is obese.
Right.
And if it's below -2, the child is moderate underweight. And if it's below -3, that means that the child is severe underweight.
Wow, you have taken us into the classroom, Reverend. and that's a lot of information. Are mothers aware of the details that you're talking about?
They are aware, because when you come and they plot, they don't just after weighing, we have to plot, because it also depends on the birth weight of the child. Some children come with higher birth weight. The normal birth weight is 2.5, so about 2.5 is a normal birth weight.
Okay.
So it depends. Even if your weight is, some of them 4 kg and you are coming down, the plotting will show. So it's not just the weighing. After weighing, we have to plot to interpret the weight that the child gained. And every month, every child is supposed to gain 0.5 kg. That's the at least the minimum. But if the child has not gained up to 0.2, 0.3, it's okay. But if the child repeats weight, it's not good.
Yes. Wow. Now, Reverend, even though you are not the expert in the field, I mean, you have children, you've seen them grow. Is it not a fascinating thing to see your child eating and gaining weight for you as a father?
Oh, thank you for the opportunity to be here one more time. I would say that it's really been a very impressive time listening to our sister here.
Absolutely.
You know, she obviously has command of what she's talking about. You know, with the terminologies, the calculations, and all those things. You know, congratulations. You know,
absolutely.
I would say that, you know, when our children are growing, it's an excitement to see that they are growing and all those kind of things. And then listening to her, we can also tell that there are some errors we do unknowingly, and then we think that it is actually the right growth for the child.
Yeah.
Forgetting that actually the child is entering into an environment that
may be unhealthy.
Right. So this child is plumpy, is growing fine,
he's so
and all
cute.
He's so cute and all those kind of things. You know, every parent wants to see that, but it is important for us as parents to know whether what we are seeing is right
or wrong.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to come back to you today. You're going to be our lecturer, I mean, for today's discussion, because you have so much information, a wealth of knowledge. Is it possible for babies to be obese?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
But then, children under 5 are not put on diet because they are the vulnerable groups. From the first 1,000 days of the child is very important. That's from pregnancy till 2 years.
Okay.
They need all the nutrients to grow. So if you put them on diet, you deprive them of certain nutrients they need to grow. So under 5 children are not put on diet. If they are obese, we just encourage you to give them more vegetables and avoid the sweetened drinks and other high fatty and low and high sugar foods.
Okay.
But we don't tell you to limit the amount of food they are eating. No. If you do that, you deprive them of the nutrient that they need to grow. So after 5 years, then we can do something about it.
Wonderful. Before we come back to the classroom, Rev, what's the Bible's take on obesity to start with?
The little research I did, it said obesity is poor stewardship to the body.
Okay.
So the body needs to be served. You know, so when we don't serve the body well, it brings us to that place. Now the scripture you read, you know, now the verse 20, it says, for you have been bought with a price. It said, therefore glorify God. It didn't say in your spirit, but it said in your body.
Your body.
It said, which is the Lord.
Right.
You understand? So it means that this body that we carry, we must take very good care of it. The other thing that we also need to know is that the body is the temple of the living God. So if we are not taking good care of it and are allowing anything to happen to this body, then it means that it is either we are in error, we are in sin, or we are doing something that we may answer for.
In other words, you're saying obesity can be a sin.
It can be a sin when it is spiritual. I think that apart from the fact that it is medical, it can also be spiritual.
Okay.
Yes, it can also be spiritual, and then that is when an individual or a person has too much likeness for food.
Right.
You know, Bible call it gluttony. You know, that's too much excessive eating. You know, too much likeness. Even when they are full,
they still want to eat.
They still want to eat. It becomes a problem.
That brings me to what I want to ask next, by the way. But before we come to that, we'll go for a short break. When we come back, we want to look at the causes of childhood obesity, to be specific. Now, don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this very short break to continue the discussion on childhood obesity. You're still watching Bonds. Stay tuned.
It's the Family Life Show. You're watching Bonds, the Family Life Show.
Hey, anokwase fix my ride adwumayekoi ama omanfo ebobre mine etwetanga egu yeso okrom ha papa se ejagana ha wo mu ne abenfo a wo mu sisi accident cars man ye se car ya manufacture na neyia wo mu bomodin eye engine tuning, overhauling, body works, oven spraying, air conditioning service, upholstery, electrical works, automatic gear box repairs, maintenance and general car servicing bia se waka dada anase asay na pese woton frɛ wɔn bɛtɔ de ama osesia wɔn woton kai bɛtɔ ka ma free so yɛ customer dia ɛna so the accident car ba wɔn bɛ ma car foforo se etwi ɛno so free hwehwɛ fix my ride limited ɛkyi kwan wɔ Accra Academy School no enchemu hɔ Odoko police quarters kwan no so Atiko Junction Goyo fuel station no ɛkyi Kaneshi Odoko highway wɔ Nkran fresh 0303 944 880 0202 227 660 0540 556020 and our website www.fixmyrideghana.com. Fix My Ride, own the finishing.
It's the Family Life Show. This is Bonds, the Family Life Show.
You're welcome back from that break. If you've just joined us, this is Bonds, the Family Life Show here on AGTV. And my name is Mamuto Sade. I'm here with Mrs. Asan and Reverend Reginald Akwamwa. And they're helping me understand what childhood obesity is all about. And I hope that at the end of today's show, all of us would have learned something new and confirmed something old. Rev, what's your take on the causes of childhood obesity?
I would want to say that when it comes to the issue of childhood obesity, we can bring in indiscipline in feeding.
Okay.
You know, because sometimes when we use food as a bait to living well,
okay,
if we are not careful, it may introduce that child into something that tomorrow will become a problem.
Okay.
You know, the slightest thing, come and take this, go and eat. You know, this one, come and take this, go and eat. And then it is not even just about come and take this, go and eat, but what are they eating?
So the indiscipline goes from the timing, the frequency to the quality.
The quality, you know, if it is always about sweets, and everything, there is nothing natural, and all those kind of things. And then before you realize, now you introduce a child into something that may not come. The other day, there was a shop close to my house. I went there, I think I was coughing or so. I wanted to just go and buy this ahumka ginger.
Okay.
When I got to the shop, the woman said she has stopped selling it because she has a daughter. Because of her, she has stopped selling it. The girl is like this.
Wow.
You know, is it because of the daughter she has stopped selling all those things? You know,
wow.
It says the painful thing is that even when she's eating, the father says, leave her and let her eat.
Oh my God.
So you see the aspect of indiscipline could lead to as we sit here, I would say that this is one of the few things that come to mind sharply. I think it is largely about indiscipline and not directing, and not necessarily about the what, but the quality. Just like what we are saying, what it is, because even if it is, let's say, okay, come and take this and eat. Okay, let's say it is a sugar-free biscuit. Tomorrow it is something that has a bit of chocolate inside. At least that one is balanced, and the frequency of doing these things too. Some children will think that every time you must be eating some things, and then before you realize, we begin to create problem for them. Yes.
But let me come to you, Mrs. Asa. What do you have to say on the causes of childhood obesity?
Okay. In our term, we turn it on healthy eating pattern.
Okay.
As Reverend said, indiscipline in our eating pattern. So we always stretch on the high fatty foods, high sugary foods, and high salty foods. These are the foods that makes the children gain excess weight.
High fatty,
high
sugar, and what? Salt.
Yes.
Wow.
You know that children less than 2 years, they're not supposed to take sugar. They're not supposed to take salt. But we are giving them.
I think we are eating it ourselves.
Now at 2 they eat bamboo and all
I was going to say, sometimes you feel sad for the children. You feel like they want something, tastier, spicier. So is it that we don't really understand the science of it?
Getting it right. It's that we have something that starts right, then feed right. What you feed a child is what the child gets used to. So less than 2 years, we are saying that the food that we eat naturally, it contains sugar, it contains salt. So if you give them additional salt or sugar, you were exceeding the amount of sugar and salt that they're
supposed to take.
But above 2 years, they can take it.
Oh, okay.
You know that even for adults, our salt intake is just 6 grams, so 1 level teaspoon a day.
Okay.
So imagine
the children. Wow. Well, this is an eye-opener. So apart from unhealthy eating patterns, is there any other thing that could cause obesity in children?
Of physical activity can also lead to obesity. Because if you take in the food, we have something that we call calories. It's the energy we get from the food, the snacks that we consume. So if you consume the calories and you don't use it, using it when you engage in physical activity, you burn the energy.
Right.
So if you don't burn that energy, it tends to accumulate the fats, which can also lead to obesity.
Wow.
Yes. And another thing too is family history, genetics. So if in your paternal line or maternal line too, if your father is obese or your mother is obese, you are also at risk of being obese. Right. So a child can also be obese. And also environment is also part what the children are exposed to. See that right now easy access to the soft drinks, the fast foods, also expose us to.
In schools they go to, it's also one of the biggest challenges.
They ban them from bringing soft drinks to school. Or even people selling in the school of soft drinks. But it's gradual with time you get there, because the amount of sugar in soft drinks is more than what the children need. So we encourage that we, the parents, we should bottle just some juice for them to go to school. Than I don't want to mention any brand, than the soft drinks that we've been giving to them.
I think I can even think of a few, even though you are not mentioning any name. Rev, let me come to you. and for this discussion, you're going to be taking the blunt when it comes to the part the church has to play in everything we talk about. And I'm talking about some people preaching that it's better to take the soft drink than until our marriage ceremonies, our festivals, we are preaching it. So take the soft drink, take the soft drink. What part can the church play in helping us deal with what Mrs. Asai is just talking about?
As good as enjoying these soft drinks may be, I think that we need to now start talking about other drinks, like the locals.
Okay.
Where, especially the ones that you can do in your house. Because if you go and buy let's say bisa, what we call sobolo, and you tell the woman, don't add sugar to it. I want to determine
how much sugar
goes in, you know, or even asana, they do asana without sugar and all those things, you know. So it should be a family responsibility that in this family, this is how we want it. So it's not about how it is tasting in the mouth, no, but because we want it to moderate it. Now, unfortunately, we go to church and then the children close and then everybody is holding one small bag, you know, because they have been given to them, and then before you realize there's one orange there, there's one, this one there, there's one, and everything is artificial.
Yeah.
You know, so as a church, we need to start by introducing the locals. You know, no, I know some churches too that when you go after service, if there's anything drink to be sold, it's either this sobolo or there's a corn drink and all those other ones. So I think that, and then we should, you know, we have services where we talk about the things to eat, the things not to eat. We need to be practical, you know, about these things, you know, and then I believe that gradually we'll get there.
Gradually we'll get there. So what we eat, how often we eat it, and Mrs. Asa, you've done a good job in telling us some of the causes of childhood obesity. We'll come back to the discussion in a bit. We're going for a short break. Don't go anywhere. Remember, if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, follow, like, subscribe, and share the link to other people to join in the conversation. You can share your questions and your experiences as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's the Family Live Show. You're watching Bonds, the Family Live Show.
Hey, anokwase fix my ride adwumayekoi ama omanfo ebobre mine etwetanga egu yeso okrom ha papa se ejagana ha wo mu ne abenfo a wo mu sisi accident cars man yese car ya manufacture na neya wo mu bomodin eye engine tuning, overhauling, body works, oven spraying, air condition service, upholstery, electrical works, automatic gearbox repairs, maintenance and general car servicing bia se wo car dada anase asay na pese woton fra omo won beto e dia ma osesia won woton kai beto ka ma free so your customer dia and as all the accident car ba on be ma car foforo se twi enu so free shesha fix my ride limited e chi kwan wa Accra Academy School no enchemu ho Odoko police quarters kwan no so Atiko Junction Goyo fuel station no e chi Kaneshi Odoko highway one crime fresh 0303 944 880 0202 227 660 0540 556020 and our website www.fixmyrideghana.com. Fix My Ride, own the finishing.
It's the Family Live Show. This is Bonds, the Family Live Show.
Welcome back from that break. If you're having a snack or eating, remember, check to see if you're eating right because you don't want to become obese. I think we are going to have to talk about, is obesity synonymous to being fat? Okay, Mrs. Hassan, help us with that very quickly before we continue with the discussion.
In Ghana, when you tell somebody that the person is fat, the person might be angry with you.
It comes with a negative connotation, yes. Isn't it?
So, scientifically, we have, as I said, we have overweight and obese. So when you say you are obese, that means that you are even above
fat.
Because overweight is a weight above the normal range. Obese, you are even above.
I think that is being above the body mass index.
Yes.
Obese is being above the body mass index.
That's your height and your weight, isn't it?
Yes. But with the children, as I said, we use the growth chart for children under 5. The growth chart for children under 5. Under 5. So I also said, if the child's height is also above the normal, it can also lead to obesity. So that sometimes when they are not too short. So children less than 2 years, we use length for them. And above 2 years, we use height for them.
Wow.
So in the growth monitoring chart too, we have the height for age. It's also there. So you see that with the weight for age, it's straight, continuous throughout. There is no break. But in the stanton, that's the height for the length for age. After getting to 2 years, there is a break. That means that after 2 years, and if your child is stunted, when I talk about stunted, that means low height for age or low length for age. That one we cannot do something about. So we call it a chronic form of malnutrition. But people are not concerned about it. Wow. So most of the time when you check and the person is obese, when you go and check for the stunting too, the person is not tall.
Growing. Wow.
You see, but all the time our mind is on the weight for the age. We are
against the height or the length.
Growth charts are in the book, the maternal and child health records book. So, and with the length, we take it every 3 months. Every 3 months, is that we can see growth. So after 2 years, it's every 6 months. So you see that most of the time when you check for children who are obese, by the time you go and check for the length, they are also too short.
They are not growing tall.
They are not growing tall because they are not growing tall. So all the
it's around the small
the waist, abdomen. So we should also be encouraging our mothers that when they go for weighing, they should check the length of their children. We have infantometer. That is the instrument that we use to check for the length of the children.
Wow. Wow, this is a lot of knowledge. It's good to be here today.
Yes.
Right, let's talk a bit about reinforcing positive behavior and the fact that sometimes we use sweets to be specific as forms of reward for our children. And let's give suggestion to parents. What other forms of reward can be more healthy and positive in this case?
I think, let me take it from the aspect of the church.
Sure.
Where maybe we give sweets, chocolates, and all those kind of things. Now we have mini books.
Okay.
You know, that we can give these children. You know, so instead of giving a toffee or a sweet or that kind of thing, give them a book or a leaflet that has certain informations on it and all those kind of things. I think it's also good that sometimes, I don't know whether we do it nowadays. Even in church nowadays, you go, they put on TV and let everybody sit down and watch, and they may watch it from beginning
to end,
and they are still sitting down. There's no exercise, you know. Meanwhile, those days you go to church, and then by the time they see that everybody is sleeping around, they say, no, jump on your feet, my head, my shoulder, my knees,
my toes.
We don't do all those ones again. Recently, I was in a workshop somewhere. I made them do it, you know, because everybody was. You could tell that people just remembered childhood days and the excitement on people's face, blah blah, and all this kind of thing. These things are things that we need to. And then like things like exercising, you know, whether at home and all those things, you know, we need to. Even in schools these days, you know, not those days that when the classroom is dark, everybody come out of the class and they run around, and then the other children will be looking and they wish that a teacher will also say that everybody should go around. You know, all those things when it comes up, you know, yes, some of the children, you'll be surprised that some of the children may be there, they are not fat. They don't even look overweight, but they are obese within, you know. And then by the time they begin to behave, you realize, there's something wrong with this. Then maybe you can alert the parent, check this, check that. I remember one of my boys had eye problem. It was through the teacher that we got to know. Okay. Because the teacher noticed that anytime he's writing, he will omit letters. You know,
he's not able to see them.
He's not able to see them until the teacher. So we took him and realized that there was an issue, and then we had to get him spectacles, you know, to help him and all this kind of thing. So I think that some of these exercises or some of the extra curricular activities, you know, we need to engage more in them. Some of the children may want to show laziness and all this, but we need to encourage them. You know, especially because if the person is already obese and you are forcing the person, they may want to fight back. But encouragement, you know, and then we also must make sure that their brothers and sisters don't use it against them.
That is where depression sets in, isn't it?
No, by the time you like food too much, you like food. Since you are telling me I like food too much, okay, let me eat. You know, there are some people like that. Yes. So if that is what we are saying, okay, then I'll eat. No. So I think that all these extra things that we need to do that to keep them active and agile, it is also
we need to do them.
Sometimes in the house, like my wife would do, we just go, hey, come here, run outside and come back. No, she just does that.
That's
okay, run. Okay, you have you done some exercise today? Okay, the staircase, run 10 times. Do it. Hey, mommy, I say you do it.
And then they just
do it. By the time they come, they are excited, even though it was pain. But at the end of all those things, I think that there are things that we need to.
Wow. Nothing is in isolation. It all comes down to the family setup, the family system,
setup,
and what we can do to help one another. Now, let me come back to you, Mrs. Asa. What does or how does obesity affect a child's overall health and well-being?
Thank you. A child can develop type 2 diabetes. Because right now we have children less than 11 years developing type 2 diabetes. At first, it wasn't like that.
Okay.
And if the child develops type 2 diabetes, you know, right now hypertension 2 and diabetes, they are twins.
So if they work hand in hand.
Yes.
Is it possible for a child to have hypertension?
Oh yes, because of the excess fat, the arteries will be blocked and the blood vessel cannot get free flow of the blood. So when they check, you see that the heart, there will be pressure.
It's working harder than it should.
That's why when they check the pressure, actually the heart pumps the blood. It will be higher. So if you get type 2 diabetes, you can get hypertension. And if you get hypertension, to both of them, diabetes and hypertension, that also causes of kidney diseases.
Wow.
You can also get fatty liver. That is fats around the liver, because the liver cannot break down the excess fats that has accumulated around the abdomen or the waist. And finally, it can also lead to depression. So that when they go to schools, their friends may be teasing them, you are fat. That's the word they will be using. When you are depressed, there's some hormone that's released that will even make you to discover cortisol, to eat more, to crave for sweet things.
Wow.
Yes. So they even end up getting
fatter and fatter.
Yes.
I mean, it's a troubling issue, isn't it? Especially looking at the picture you're painting. Obesity leading to diabetes, leading to hypertension, fatty liver.
Because if they say somebody will be diabetic from 40 years, but right now we have 11 child being diabetic.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, if you're still watching us, you are on Bonds, the Family Life Show here on AGTV. We are talking about childhood obesity. You cannot claim that it is nowhere close to you. If your child is unable to run a few meters without panting, maybe you should take a look again. There may be something wrong. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly.
It's the Family Life Show. You're watching Bonds, the Family Life Show.
Hey, anokwase fix my ride adwumayekoi ama omanfo ebobre mine etwetanga egu yaso okrom ha papa se ejagana ha wo mu ne abenfo a wo mu sisi accident cars man yese car ya manufacture na neya wo mu bomodin eye engine tuning, overhauling, body works, oven spraying, air condition service, upholstery, electrical works, automatic gear box repairs, maintenance and general car servicing bia se wo car dada anase asay na pese woton fra omo won beto e de amount sesia won woton kai beto car ma free so your customer there and so the accident car ba on be mark afofo se twi enu so free sheshe fix my ride limited e chi pan wa Accra Academy School no enchemu ho Odoko police quarters kwan so Atiko Junction Goyo fuel station no echi Kaneshi Odoko highway one crime fresh 0303 944 880 0202 227 660 0540 556020 and our website www.fixmyrideghana.com. Fix My Ride, we own the finishing.
It's the Family Life Show. This is Bonds, the Family Life Show.
You're welcome back from that very short break. If you're still here with us, it's a great thing because we're talking about childhood obesity. And before we went on that break, we mentioned that it is a gloomy picture if your child is obese. We're talking about serious health challenges such as diabetes, hypertension, fatty liver. And I think you mentioned another one, Mrs. Asa. Depression, which could also consequently lead to suicide and all of its accompanying issues. It's bad. We agree. What do we do? So I think we should start talking about how parents, you know, effective strategies that parents can use to help their children to not become obese to start with. Because I remember when we started, you mentioned, even though it was off camera, that prevention is the key. So how do we prevent it? Reverend, I'm going to come to you on this one because you've raised children and you've talked about how disciplined they are. So when we're talking about food and food discipline, how did you even go about it? Share that with us. Your experience will be very helpful.
We started with you not having a choice.
Right.
Anything that is given you,
you must eat.
You must eat.
Okay.
You know, and we also made sure that it was a balanced diet. Even when we are doing a remix, we do a balanced remix.
What's that
one? You know, maybe you have some Gary photo of 3 days ago, it's inside the fridge. You have some jollof rice there, you have some fried rice there, and then you have some plain rice there. Put them all together. Cut some vegetables,
That's the remix.
you know, because in my house we don't throw food away.
That's right.
You understand? So at the end of the day, you come out with something that the children look at it and then they can't tell whether
it's jollof or fried rice
or when did mommy prepare it. You know, but they are just excited.
Yeah.
You know, I remember some time back what I did was that day. Money was quite challenging at home. So I told my wife that this is what we're going to do. So after we finish, I sat at the table. So I told them today I'm the waiter. So anything that I wrote the menu on a piece of paper and then give it to them. That this restaurant has only one food. And the food was a remix, you know. And then I came, you know, I did some hotel management, so I know how to carry plates. Multiple plates in the hand. No, I did that. Excitement. You see, they finished the food
within a short period. I'm
Why?
sure.
Why? Because the excitement around the meal, you know, was part of it. You know, so and then you see one of the mistakes that I think that some parents do because of maybe affluence. In some homes, it is what you like that you eat. There are 4 children. You know,
one would decide.
A child decide. Well, me, I want to eat indomie. Me, I want fried rice. Me, I want pizza. And they would make sure that they give them individually that. It doesn't help.
It's a terrible mistake, isn't it?
The fact that God has given you and blessed you financially, does not make. You see, scripturally is a kind of waste.
Okay.
You know, which needs to be taken care of. You understand? So parents need to know that these things, yes, it is good to take care of our children. But let us manage it wisely, so that it doesn't be, so that they become, so whatever thing is available, that's what we are eating. Daddy is eating it, mommy is eating it, and all those kind of things. No, so if you want to even give something because daddy likes this thing, let everybody like it.
Okay.
So if it is mommy who likes it, let everybody like it. So at the end of the day, we realize that this house, everybody eats whatever thing is available. So till today, my boys do not, like my senior boy, one time somebody asked me, what do you want to say? Me, I was raised to like everything. So anything you give me.
Once it's healthy.
Once it's healthy, you understand. So I think that if we can look at it.
A great strategy to adapt the fact that food is food.
Yes, food
if
is
it's
food.
Healthy food, you should appreciate it. There shouldn't be a choice.
A choice, yes.
Autocratic as that may sound. But I think it's not a bad thing at all. I practice it personally where I draw a menu. Whatever is on the menu.
On the menu, that's what we are eating.
That's what we are eating. And it has a helpful advantages right there. Now, let me come to you, Mrs. Asa. What are some of the strategies? Rev has given us some personal experience that may be helpful, but what do you say as the expert here today?
I just want to add up to what Reverend said.
Sure.
When you talk about the balanced diet, people might think that, oh, if the food is rich in what aspect? Is it the taste or what? But when we talk about balance, that you are getting the food in the right proportions. That to give the body what it needs to maintain growth and health. So when you are eating, there's supposed to be a staple. So the staple are the starchy food that we know. It's supposed to be a protein. And the protein, so we have animal protein and plant protein. So when you talk about the animal protein, we have the fish, the egg, the meat, those seafoods. And when you talk about animal protein, we have the soya beans, the sesame, the groundnuts, the agushi. They are the plant protein. And it's supposed to be vegetables and fruits. So the staple is giving you energy. The protein is also building your body. Then the vegetable too is boosting your immune system or protective. So when you are eating, we are saying that at least get 3 of these
things that you've mentioned.
Yes.
Now you're talking about food, so I'm going to come from what I used to know. I mean, growing up, you eat banku, and then they may give you, that's a may, they may give you some small fish. It's like the icing on the cake. Or you are eating fufu with, you know, some small meats. You manage. That is how we called it, management. Now, from what you're saying, where we are getting fruits, we're getting vegetables, protein, and in what proportions would you say is the right proportion?
Yes. As I said, this is our healthy eating plate.
Okay.
So with the healthy eating plate, assuming this is the plate you are coming to eat from, so almost half is filled with vegetables, and a quarter with staple, that's the starchy foods, and another quarter with the protein. So just about 10% contains the food that we eat. But sometimes we are not encouraging that we should eat the fruits at the moment that we are eating.
Okay.
We encourage that we should take the fruit as snacks. Maybe 2 hours time from our main meal, then we take the fruit. Just 1 orange, it's okay. But we eat more than. So when you are eating, for example, if you are eating as an adult and you are eating banku, and we are saying more vegetables, so more okra soup or stew, you will not be able to eat much of the banku
itself.
You get it? So we are saying that eat much of the vegetables that contains the fiber, and the fiber will fill you. You get full. You not go hungry. So you don't need much of the starch. But it's the opposite in Ghana here. Much carbo, small vegetable, like that.
Mrs. Asa, it would take a while to convince us that when you eat the okra, you will be more full than when you eat the banku. You know, the banku.
You say that behavioral change is gradual, so it will take time.
Right.
See, right now you not take it serious, but when you are diagnosed with diabetes,
then you know that is problem.
They refer you to come and see us.
I did.
And when you come, when you tell that eat one banku ball, that one you eat.
We don't have a choice at that point.
But you should not get to that point before us restricting you. So, for example, if maybe this rice is what you are eating, we are saying that you are eating maybe 2 of this one, and right now we are saying that eat a lot of the vegetables. That means that we can even eat just small of this,
as the rice.
As the rice.
The more of the veggies, maybe 2 or this, you are replacing it with the rice that you are eating.
Okay.
You get it? So the vegetable fillers, it contains the fiber. It will make us full. So you don't even need to eat much of the rice, but it's the opposite. More rice, small
vegetable. Mrs. Asa, we'll come back to this proportions bit. And Rev, I'll take your take on experiences you've had when it comes to what Mrs. Asa is saying right after this break. Okay, so please share your thoughts on this matter with us, especially when it has to do with food. And you're somebody who works, what we will say is hard work. Say you're lifting, mortar or digging, something very hard. It's not that you're sitting at one place. How would you consider what Mrs. Asa is sharing with us today? Don't go anywhere. We are trying to be healthy and we're helping our children to not be obese. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
It's the Family Life Show. You're watching Bonds, the Family Life Show.
Hey, anokwase fix my ride adwumayekoi ama omanfo ebobre mine etwetanga egu yeso okrom ha papa se eja Ghana ha wo mu ne abenfo a wo mu sisi accident cars man ye se car ya manufacture na neyia wo mu bomodin eye engine tuning, overhauling, body works, oven spraying, air conditioning service, upholstery, electrical works, automatic gear box repairs, maintenance and a general car servicing bia se wo car dada anase asay na opese say what on flower one better the amount says here. One more towing car better car free so your customer dear. And I saw the accident car bound the mark for say tree and also free. Shall fix my ride limited a cheap power a crack academy school no enchemo Odoko police quarters kwano so Atiko Junction Goyo fuel station no echi Kaneshi Odoko highway 1 crime. Fresh 0303 944 880 0202 227 660 0540 556020 and our website www.fixmyrideghana.com. Fix my ride, own the finishing.
It's the Family Live Show. This is Bonds, the Family Live Show.
Welcome back from that break. We're talking about childhood obesity. And if you've just joined us, this is Bonds. My name is Mauto Sade. I have in the house Reverend Reginald and Mrs. Asa. Before we went on the break, Mrs. Asa was trying to show us how it is more important to eat more fruits and vegetables. But in this case, even more vegetables than fruits and very little of the staple. And if I got you right, staple, you're talking about the yam, the plantain, the rice, you know, and all of those ones. Before I come back to that plate of yours and the measuring, you know, cups that you have that you're using to help us out, Rev, let me hear what you have experienced so far when it comes to that measurement that Mrs. Asa is recommending. Are you able to stick by this and carry it through?
The truth of the matter is that because of economic issues,
okay,
you know, it is quite challenging.
Right.
Because especially when the health issues are already there, and then you want to now live a life to balance, it gets to a place you realize that, especially when the vegetables are off season, what do you do?
What do you do?
Know, and then you are supposed to give this child or yourself this amount of vegetables, and you go to the market and they said 2 bulbs of tomatoes is 10 cedis.
Hey!
And then we are looking at the lettuce and maybe the contomere and all those. And there was no rain, so we don't have enough contomere. Anyone they bring 2 wraps, they said 20 cedis, you know. And you look at one meal you want to eat, you know, and you alone, you have children in school, and you alone are going to feed like 50 Ghana cedis. That is the stew. You know, and that 50 Ghana cedis must finish.
Add the protein.
Then that 50 Ghana cedis must finish because one meal, it is quite challenging.
Right.
You know, so let us not pretend as if those things are not there. They are there.
Existing challenges.
Yes. Yeah. But I believe that we need to be sincere also with ourselves. That knowing that these things are there and it is expensive it should not cause us to withdraw, you know, into the need. So that, okay, some people will say that anything that happens, no, you can still live a well-nurtured life. No, I know of a young guy, I think he's 14 now, has type 1 diabetes, you know, and the eating habit was quite challenging at the beginning, you know, but right now, even with the home, so like what she's talking about when it comes to the vegetables, you know. Now, so like when it comes to cabbages, what the mother does is that you cut the cabbages big.
So when you take one, you
take a lot. So by the time you want to finish with the carbohydrates, you are full. You know, and then you know, eating vegetables itself is not palatable.
That's what I wanted to say. There are so many of these things that we say it looks good on paper. But when you put it into practice, you realize, say, broccoli, cauliflower, and all of those ones, they don't really taste as good as in our minds, what we call tasting good. That's what I wanted to draw our attention to. So let's give options. When we talk about fruits, people are thinking of apple and grapes. But let's bring it to what we can afford.
Yes.
That is equally healthy.
Like you mentioned orange, you mentioned banana, and all those, the ones that we can easily get that can help. No, it is also good. You see, whether we like it or not, when our children enter into that space of obesity, economically it even affects the home. You know, you spend more. You know, and apart from that, it goes an extent to also have influenced the nation. Now the government want to do this. They're finding way of bringing this thing down, and becomes other issues and all those things. No, I found one CDC in the US. Now they spend 123 billion annually on the challenges of obesity.
Wow.
And the breakdown is that they spend about 64 billion on prevention.
Okay.
And then the rest, which is about I think 59 billion, is to deal with issues of people who have lost their jobs because of obesity. You know, so it is better now. Let us narrow this into our homes. You know that this economic issues now becomes a challenge in the home. You know, because now today that child has to go to that hospital. Tomorrow they are visiting another place, and it becomes stressful. Meanwhile, you have other children I need to take care of. So I think that it is time for us to now begin to balance these things, so that for us to know that they have long-term effects. You know, so whatever thing we will do to prevent it, we need to start doing it now. We need to start
working on it. Now, let me come to you, Mrs. Asa, very quickly. Is it possible, or is it true that if these fruits and vegetables are blended, you know, maybe you're cooking a meal and you blend the cabbage and the carrots into it, does it give you the same amount of nutrients that you need, or they have to be eaten maybe, you know, aside from the meal? I don't know how to explain it for it to be clear, but I hope you get me.
Yes, I get you. Let me start with the fruits. With the fruits, when you juice them, you don't get the fiber in it.
Okay.
And the fiber also helps in weight loss, and that helps to make you full.
Okay.
So when you juice them, you don't get the fiber. But the vegetables, so for instance, some children, when you give it to them, you add it to the food shop, they don't take it. So you have no option than to blend it.
Okay.
And add it. You get it. But if you are adults and you can take it like that, that's fine. But because we don't want the children to miss it at all, that's why we say blend it and add it. Especially if the child is 6 months old, the child cannot eat chopped carrot. It has to be blended.
Okay.
You get it. So it depends. It depends.
Now let me come with one of the most essential questions on this matter. What has physical activity got to do with childhood obesity, and how can it help? One, to prevent it, and two, to help manage it should it occur. I think I'll start with you, Rev, and then I'll come to you, Mrs. Asa.
I think physical activities, you know, as long as it tells on our body. You wake up these days, you see people running about, and everybody wants to lose weight, you know,
or stay fit,
you know, and all this. Personally, I also do it a lot, and you know, so if at this age, you know, I want to be fit, then at their age, they need to do more. You know, you may not necessarily want to tell your child go for jogging, you know, but some of these activities that they do at home, let us not now look at this. Maybe you have a very big backyard and there is enough space for these children to play
ball.
Maybe you just get them 1 or 2 bicycles. You don't necessarily need to go out, but you know, everybody needs to do maybe like some 10 rounds daily and all those kind of things, you know, before maybe you do after your homework. You know, so if the promise is after homework you ride a bicycle, give them the number of 10s to take. You know, so at the end of the day they'll be fit, you know. So, and as they sweat and all those things,
they burn the calories.
They burn the calories.
This is as I mentioned that not too long ago, that the calories is the energy that you get from the food that we eat. How do we, you know, bring in physical activity to help manage obesity?
Physical activity goes in hand with diet management, especially if you want to lose weight. So if you take in the food and you don't burn it, it will accumulate as fat. So all the time, and children today need 60 minutes of physical activity daily.
1 hour.
But it shouldn't be maybe continuous. 10 minutes, 20, you see, as they go to school, definitely there may be some kind of physical activity. And when they come in the house to, as Reverend said, you also help them to do some 30 minutes depending on, So for instance, at first I used to dance with my children.
Okay.
That's after they doing their homework. We tune it to gospel song that we dance. So even the day that you yourself you are tired, they will come and
call you.
Today we didn't dance. Why? So you see, anything that makes the muscles active or move, that they sweat, is form of exercise.
Wow.
So it's not only the cycling that we know. We can even jump in, dancing, swimming, skipping, they are all playing football, and anything that engages them, that makes them sweat. It's also good for them to burn the calories that they've consumed.
Without physical activity, the fat will accumulate.
Only diet cannot. You have to add
physical activity to it.
Yes.
Now, don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly to round up today's episode of Bonds. Stay tuned.
It's the Family Life Show. You're watching Bonds, the Family Life Show.
Hey, anokwase fix my ride adwumayekoi ama omanfo ebobre mine etwetanga egu yeso okrom ha papa se ejagana ha wo mu ne abenfo a wo mu sisi accident cars man yese car ya manufacture na neya wo mu bomodin eye engine tuning, overhauling, body works, oven spraying, air condition service, upholstery, electrical works, automatic gearbox repairs, maintenance and general car servicing bia se wo car dada anase asay na pese wo ton frɛ wo mo beto e de amount sesia wo mo towing car beto car ma free so your customer there and as all the accident car ba on be ma car foforo se twi enu so free sheshe fix my ride limited e chi kwan wo Accra Academy School no enchemu ho Odoko police quarters kwan no so Atiko Junction Goyo fuel station no echi Kaneshi Odoko highway one crime fresh 0303 944 880 0202 227 660 0540 556020 and our website www.fixmyrideghana.com. Fix My Ride, own the finishing.
It's the Family Life Show. This is Bonds, the Family Life Show.
Welcome back from that break. You're still watching Bonds. My name is Malto Sada, and we are just about rounding up the show on childhood obesity. Whether you like it or not, it is not a pleasant thing for your child to become sick, probably because you took too much care of them in your misconception and misunderstanding of what taking care of may mean. So I think we've done justice to the fact that the pizza, the fries, and what we consider to be plush eating is not necessarily healthy eating. Now, before we went on the break, we were talking about physical activity and how it can help control childhood obesity. I want us to come to what resources are available or what tools are available to help parents who are struggling with their children's weight, to help them manage it. So they've done the exercising, they've done the dieting, it's still not working. What else can be done?
When we are talking about tools that are available, I think we need to go back to technology.
Okay.
Now seek knowledge. Let's go out there, type questions, on how to do this. You go to the YouTube, look out for videos of people who have gotten to this stage and what they did, and then how they came out of it, so that you can apply it to your own life.
Okay.
Because those videos are not just there. Yes, you may not pay anything, but so you'll be surprised you may even have certain specific exercises that one needs to
deal with your issue.
That you deal with your issue. So I think that it will be good for parents to take that that channel and then also get information for themselves and their own children.
In other words, don't throw your hands in the air and say, I don't know what to do. Look for what to do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Mrs. Hassan, please help us.
Okay, what I would like to add to what Reverend said was, I think as we are searching, we should go to the right places because a lot of things are posted out there
that may not be accurate.
Yes, and not also scientific.
Okay.
So you should go to a website like WHO, UNICEF to see the appropriate exercises for the appropriate ages. And I think the other thing that we can also do is we, the parents, we should be role models for the children.
Okay.
You cannot be eating the fast foods and the sweetened drinks and you give them that go and take fruits, go and take vegetable. So studies have also shown that what the parents eat, the child also eats the same thing.
Exactly.
So if you are eating vegetables, you are eating fruits, and you give it to the child will also eat. So you have to practice what we are preaching to them.
Exactly. I want a yes or no answer from personal experience. I think about 3 questions. Yeah. The first one goes to so this is like a short quiz, isn't it? The first one goes to Mrs. Hassan. do we have anything called big bones? So my child is not fat, my child just has big bones.
To me, there's nothing like big bones.
Okay. Rev, this is for you. Is healthy living or healthy eating more expensive than curing a disease?
Get a disease first. And
You would not.
you know, it's always good to eat healthy. Right. And healthy living does not necessarily mean it is expensive.
Does not necessarily mean it is expensive.
Or it must be expensive.
Right. I think that's something we've established, that you can find more affordable ways of eating healthy. Wow. You have something you want to say on that?
I also want to stress on it that we should always take advantage of fruits and vegetables that comes in season. Because when they come in season, they are
cheaper.
I think during last month, tomatoes was very expensive, but onions were okay.
Okay.
So when it comes like that, you have to take more of the onions because it will even give you the antioxidants and the fibers. Then you add small tomatoes to it. So sometimes you have to just be mindful about how we do the combination. And we don't always talk about the foreign food. We always use locally available foods.
Okay.
Our normal turkey berries, garden eggs, onions, they are all vegetables. But when we talk about vegetables, we turn carrots, cabbage. No.
Lettuce.
But our locally available vegetables are there to go.
So we should go more with them.
Yes.
We should go more with them. Now, my next yes or no question, this is also to you, Mrs. Hassan. Is getting a nutritionist to advise on what is right to eat expensive?
Please, no.
I like the please part of the no. Please, no. All right. Rev, this is yours. Is it possible to eat the kind of way Mrs. Hassan is prescribing for the ordinary Ghanaian?
It's very possible.
Very possible. I like the vehemence in that one.
Very possible.
And that brings our quiz to an end. At your level.
Yes,
everybody at their level.
At their level. Because if your level is okro.
That's a good one. Oh, and okro is, oh my God.
If your level is okro. Don't go and be following cabbage.
That's it. I think we've got the idea once and for all that it is most important to live healthy than to in our bid to live luxuriously in terms of our diet. Sometimes we put our children at risk. I'm going to take your final comments and then we'll bring today's show to a concluding, note. So first, I'll go with you, Rev, and then I'll come to you, Mrs. Hassan, on this matter.
I want to say that there's really been a very interesting discussion. We learned a lot. And here to encourage all of us, especially as parents, that we should not allow affluence to make us enter into the wrong, thinking that is the best way to take care of our children and even ourselves. Let us be the first practitioners of what we want our children to follow. So if you go into vegetables, right eating and all this your children will follow suit. Because whatever thing they see you do, they will do.
They will do. Thank you so much, Reverend Reginald Akwamwa. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Mrs. Hassan, your turn.
I also say that childhood obesity is not far away from us. We get to see the children each and each day. So we should not say that, it's something that is rare.
It's very common.
Yes, it's common because the statistics say that when you take 10 children, 1 is obese. Yes, when you take 10 children, 2 are overweight and obese. So it's something that is there. So as parents, we should encourage, there should be a family support for our children. When even they are obese, we should support them and encourage them that they can still lose weight, but in a proper way. It should be gradual. See that maybe there are certain things that they are doing. You are giving them high fatty foods, sugar, or food that contain high salt. It's gradual. Or you are giving them snacks that contain these low nutritive foods. It's gradual. You are giving them 5 times in a week. You reduce it 3, 2, 1, like that. It shouldn't be all of a sudden. you are not giving them those foods again, it will be difficult. It's a behavioral change, so it will get time for them to adjust or adapt to it. And we should always also exercise.
Okay.
Exercise is very important. It burns out the excess calories that we consume. And we should always eat a healthy or a balanced diet that contains all the nutrients in their right proportions and amount to give the body what it needs to maintain health and growth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Nancy Adriana Asan. It's been a pleasure. You've taken us back into the classroom and you've done a lot of justice to childhood obesity. We are so grateful. We've heard many things today. Exercise, be consistent with it, be determined. Most importantly, identify that there is a problem that needs tackling and go head on, fight it. Diet and exercising work hand in hand. Your lifestyle is important. It's not about the excuses. If you want to look at the excuses, there will be many. Thank you so much for joining us on Bonds today. Today, we've had a good discussion on a very important topic, childhood obesity. Remember, small changes, all right? Small changes in daily habits can make a big difference in our children's health and well-being. By fostering a supportive and active environment, we can help our children develop lifelong healthy habits. Keep the conversation going, stay informed, and most importantly, stay committed to your family's health. Until next time, take care and keep striving for a healthier tomorrow for your children. My name is Mauto Sade. This has been Bonds.
A family that sticks together will always be stronger through the stormy weather. I have you and you have me, and that's what makes us family. It's the family life show. 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 Bonds, 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 bonds. It's the family life show.